Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis, here with my lovely co-host. We have...
Brazil.
Hi, Brazil. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Not too bad. It's a really pretty day out, but it's probably kind of chilly, but it's lovely. I'm so happy to be here. If this is your first time on Reality Realness, well then welcome. Please subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by October 18th. So every subscribe helps. And if you share this with your friends, it really helps. We're all about reality TV and all the gossip that goes along with it. We try to find insider information. Like, we're always kind of looking around as to what's going on. And today we're talking about Love Island UK, and a lot is going on in Love Island UK. So please subscribe.
Love Island US. Love Island US.
What'd I say?
UK?
I meant US. Same shit. I mean, it's equally as good. Also because I've been watching a guy talk about Love Island, but he has a British accent. So,
sorry
guys. Love Island, US, Season 2, Episode 23. I got this.
There we go.
Help us on our journey to 1,000 subscribers, because I really want to have a little bit of credibility to go and get some really great interviews. So that's what my mission is. I want to bring some people that would be willing to talk and hang out with you guys. You know that we're really active in the chat. We love chatting with you. So get us to 1,000 subscribers so that we can have some awesome guests come and hang out with us. And just like Jaquan is here. Hi, Jaquan.
Hi, Jaquan.
Whoop. All right, so starting off this episode, you know, Celly just had her date with Benny. We never really talked about the date that much, but my favorite part was, or maybe we did talk about it, but the line on his stomach. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
I loved it. He's like, oh, when I flex it gets mad, it's like...
Yeah, that was good.
It was kind of cute. I don't particularly like his tattoos, personally. It just kind of like looks really messy, like it's from far away. Like, it just doesn't, like, I can't really see the definition. It just looks like, you know, his whole chest is covered. And maybe because his body isn't that fit, like, it means fit, but it's not that fit, you know, it's not like super cut. So, like, I don't know, I'm just like not that down with Benny. But how do you feel about Benny in general, and Benny for Celly, before we get into the rest of the episode? Hola, Clifim, how are you?
Hi, Cliff. I appreciate his confidence. I like that, like, whether or not he was told to go after Celly, I think it was kind of cool that someone, you know, did that, because I think it was needed.
And when Celly gets back to the girls, you know, well, the first thing that she says is like, was it quiet here without me? So I think it's funny that people know that she's loud. And Justine is just chirping her, like, in a best friend vibe, being like, no, it was still loud. We could hear you cackling over there. And, like, you know, it's still lighthearted. Like, some people could be, like, offended. Like, Mackenzie would have been offended if somebody said that to her. But, like, Celly's off, and it's cute, I thought. So when she starts talking to the girls, she kind of brings up that she's vibing with the fact that Benny had the confidence to be able to choose any of the girls that were in the villa and took the most wifed up one. What do you think about that comment?
I totally agree with it. I mean, I think it's just me knowing, like, what happened, like, fully what happened at Casa Amor, and Celly didn't up until this point. That's kind of where my tinfoil hat would have come in, just me being crazy. I probably would have been like, oh, maybe, like, they're not seeing us as strong on the outside as we feel on the inside. So,
well, and another thing, though, that I wonder if Celly was picking up just subconsciously that she never really was able to express. Like, she does say, like, you know, he goes and chooses the most wifed up one. But what if she was thinking, like, wait, he's also seen all the episodes. Maybe
that's what I mean.
He actually doesn't think that I'm the most wifed up one.
That's what I kind of mean. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Figured it out. You're better at articulating than I am, for sure. That's what I mean. Like, because she doesn't know everything that's happened, but he does.
Right.
So the villa would be super weird without Celly.
Yes, the villa would be so like I really do like, even though Johnny is a shit, and we're gonna be probably like talking about how much we dislike Johnny at this point, at least for Celly, anyways. But like, I feel it. Celly is the heart of the villa. I feel like, even though we're really Team Justine and Team Caleb, like I still feel that Celly is more of the star of the villa than Justine is. You know what I mean?
Well, look at her when she wakes up in the morning. She go like, and when they go to bed at night, like she's saying good night, hope the angels are with you, like in Spanish. It's so cute. And then like in the morning, she's waking up and jumping on everyone and just like, let's have a great day. It's a new day. Like she's just like such a positive little ball of light. And I would love to be friends with her like outside of this. I think she just seems like a very genuine, down to earth, real girl.
I thought Celly should have also went to Laurel since she was in Casa Amor. Yeah, I was saying this to Brazil yesterday, that we were wondering why, Celly didn't go and speak to Laurel a little bit, at least when, like, I don't know. I was curious about that too. What do you think?
Especially Laurel, because Laurel saw the real Mercedes, I think. Like when she went on the date with Carrington and came back and was like being kind of obnoxious about it, I think. But then I do think Laurel might also be a tad biased in a way, just because like not biased, but that to me that's the real Mercedes that Laurel saw. So I think she would be the best person to ask. But I wonder if Laurel said like she didn't feel comfortable talking about it. Or like if her and Cher like said something together, like we're gonna, that's not our place kind of thing. But I don't know. I feel like she did. There's no way she didn't talk to her.
I don't think that they talked. It doesn't seem like it at all. I haven't seen really them bond. I've only really seen Laurel bond with like Moira, we'll say. I'm just wondering, like, if she did talk to Celly, she could even just come from like, well, the girl that was Johnny was all over also was dating Carrington at the same time. So like maybe she would have had maybe negative things to say, and maybe she just wanted to stay out of it.
Well, does she know that Mercedes was all over Carrington?
No, but I'm like, Laurel knows this.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you meant Celly knew that.
No, I mean, Laurel could come from the perspective like that girl was a little bit promiscuous, a little bit forward. This is what we're seeing. I know now she has this narrative, Mercedes, that she's like, some angel, the best girlfriend possible. But she did the things that we saw on the episode. She did those things. So whether they were provoked or not, or Johnny's one that instigated them, or she felt underneath his thumb or whatnot, she said all the things that we witnessed, and she acted the way that we saw, at least in those moments. So if she was wearing her like nun's habit and like she was there like praying with the girls, and like, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't see that. So I can't really believe this narrative that she's this amazing, great person. So I'm just wondering if Laurel didn't want to say anything because she didn't want to maybe seemingly slut shame somebody, or like, put Mercedes in a bad light. Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe they made some sort of pact. Like, let's just not talk about Casa Amor. Let's let Johnny say whatever, like, the truth is here. Like, I don't know. I mean, I would think Laurel would have talked to Carrington about this a little bit too. Like, Carrington does have a good idea as to what happened over there. Anyways, you get what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Hi, Big Reg. We didn't see you yesterday, right? We were missing you.
I know, we were missing you.
So I was still Team Johnny, thinking he did nothing wrong until this episode. Big Reg, this episode, I was just trying to give Johnny the benefit of the doubt still. He's 22. He's a horny guy. Some babe is like throwing himself at her or just being sexually open with him. Okay? It was mutual, she said. And this episode, we're going to talk a lot about it, but I can't support him anymore. Can't.
Nope.
It's so sad. Jaquan says, Johnny, whoa. Jaquan, but I'm not going to lie, he's probably a goner. I don't know if he's a goner. We'll talk about this soon too. Okay, so what else happened here? Yeah, Celly thinks it was like a bold gesture. I commented on the fact that like I love the banter between Justine and Celly. Like they are the heart of this. They're saving how upset I feel for Celly about this whole situation. Like the fact that they have such a good friendship, because at least something good for Celly is coming out of the villa for her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she'll be coming out with the relationship that was looking for, but I think that the friendship that she's coming out with is a lot more meaningful, a lot more important, and a lot more sacred. So I'm really
and the way that America views her. Like, I don't think there's any one person on this planet that watches Love Island is like, Celly's trash.
Right? They're like everybody's team Celly and team Justine and Caleb. Like that's just the trio. People have been joking. They're like, maybe they should just get in a throuple.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, I don't think that Justine would be able to allow that, because I think that maybe some jealousy might come up just with her own insecurities about being chosen and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But if Justine wasn't with Caleb, I would love to have seen Celly and Caleb try something, you know, if that was never a situation, you know?
Well, let's think about that. I don't know if that would work.
I think it would.
I think Celly's too not hyper is the word.
Well, I think I know what you mean. Like, she's a little bit too energetic, and
yeah,
Caleb is kind of chill, but I think that it might still balance out because Caleb is really witty and he has really funny jokes, and she gets his like wit and sarcasm. Like she gets that. So I think that they would have really good banter and like teasing, and like that would be kind of the relationship that they would have. And she wouldn't be as hyper, obviously, because like that wouldn't be the vibe that they wouldn't be in. You know what I mean? But I think that they would be like jokes and like laughing, and like I think that they would have a good like connection that way, in my opinion. I would love to see it. I mean, I would not want to see them separate. Like, I want that to be moving in that direction before I get death eyes from Brazil. I want that to happen. I do. I'm happy that this situation has happened only for the reason that there's no other choice really right now for America to vote. And Justine and Caleb, like, if they don't win, then that says so much about America that like it makes me angry. So Benny's talking to the boys about the date, and he was saying that like the conversation was good, it flowed. What do you think about this first opportunity to see the new boys banter?
Oh, because it was just the new boys talking, right? Like Johnny was talking, yeah, or to like the old guys. Yeah, they were telling him that Johnny was scared, even though he's pretending like he's not. Which I think is accurate, but I think they were making it seem like worse than it actually is, especially Noah. I don't know why Noah bothers me so much.
Well, maybe it's his extracurricular activities.
No, I don't care about that at all. But
I don't know if it's him or not. So there is a rumor going around, or like some tweets going around, saying that Noah is actually also a gay porn star. And I've seen some side-by-side picture, and they look very similar, the two people. And it could be Photoshop, but it seems like there's like a mole that's in the same spot. But like if you wanted to make something look the same.
And the eyebrow.
Oh, I didn't see the eyebrow.
That's
versatile.
Well, I was trying to like find any like qualities that are like very distinctive, and the mole and the eyebrow are like the two that I noticed the most. But eyebrows are so like hit or miss. Like everyone can have like similar looking eyebrows, but
well, I
don't know. I don't care about that. It's just his personality just like kind of comes off a little bit arrogant, a little bit like he thinks he's hotter than he is.
Did you watch any of the porn?
No.
It was really uncomfortable.
I saw the webpage with like him, like the pictures of him posing with like other guys.
The link with the actual porn. It's really uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm okay.
Is him to see him make these faces and stuff like that? It's really awkward.
I want to. If you can hear his voice, that would actually be very helpful because he says "ma'am" a lot. I mean, not that he'd be saying "ma'am" in gay porn, but I mean maybe. But
there's no talking in any of the clips that I've seen. It's very
okay because he has an accent. So
I don't know if it's him or not. I can't fully tell, but it looks quite a lot like him, which is interesting. Very interesting.
I just want to figure out who found that. Like how like who was like, that's Ethan.
I mean, it must be someone that's watched him before, maybe.
Yeah.
So Jake Owen says, when Connor lost the game because his kiss wasn't passionate. Now that I think of it, the game technically wasn't over because they didn't get the text yet.
Jaquan, that's a reach and a half.
The astrology game?
No, when they were playing the raunchy whatever game and between the Villa and Casa Amor. And remember how he went for Mercedes after?
Yeah.
Well, no. Hold on, Jaquan. That was not the kiss. That was the kiss. They said you have to like kiss another Islander. They all kissed other Islanders. Mm-hmm. And after that part was over, so that part of the challenge was over, he went back and kissed Mercedes.
Right, because all of them failed compared to the passionate kisses of the Villa.
Yeah, but he's saying that, no, I don't think so, Jaquan. You a real one, but that's a reach, my dude.
Big Red says, I've never seen a faster 180 in Love Island in history. Like he went from free and joking to controlling just like that. I know.
That conversation was very hard to watch.
For sure. We're definitely going to go deep down.
Yeah.
The game was kiss an Islander of your choice and not get stuck with your second choice and then run off and kiss your first. And she's available, Jaquan.
That's what I agree with. That's why if it was the round where it was just like the tallest person has to kiss the shortest person or whatever, and they kissed, and then he didn't think it was good enough, so then he tried. That's still like borderline, not really sure, but that round was well over.
For sure, but I don't think that kiss is the kiss that I would be having a problem with.
It's one of them. That's one of the things on my list.
The fact that it was all in front of everybody, it was, in my opinion, that particular kiss was for a show. It was the intimate kisses that I would be more uncomfortable with. I'd be uncomfortable with the kisses in bed. I would be uncomfortable with the kisses where she's like, touch my leg, touch my body, like, let me shut you up with my mouth in a private moment. Like, I think that would be more bothersome than somebody like, taking that as an opportunity to kiss somebody that they want to kiss, but it was in front of everybody. So I thought it was more for show, and I wasn't as offended by that particular kiss. But, I mean, it wasn't in the challenge. So I get that. I guess, yeah, that conversation does come up now, though, the one that we're starting to talk about. And so Johnny was like, Celly calls Johnny over, and he was like, oh, it's my turn. And they go upstairs, and he compliments her on how she looks. And he was like, oh, I wish that I dressed you. I put you in some overalls, and she was like making light of the situation. She's like, well, you're acting like I wouldn't look cute in some overalls, which is true. She'd look very cute in some overalls. And down and talking. And so this is where Big Red is saying that basically it was a 180 of how it went from kind of cute and joking about overalls to take off your sunglasses. Take off your sunglasses. I was like, excuse me?
That was a little like rough. He's like, you've had your sunglasses on all day.
I was really like nervous in the beginning of it, and then it kind of became playful in the end. But like the beginning of it, I was like, oh my God, like don't aggressively take off her sunglasses. Like that's like a big no. Don't do that, Johnny.
It was the biggest. I've never been like more turned off during a Love Island season, I think, than other than this conversation. That was very strange.
Well, and Celly was saying like the whole time she was thinking about him, and Johnny's like, well, if you're only thinking about me and you want to pursue me outside of this place, like he wants her to go and tell Benny that she's not interested and that they're not going to keep the door open. What were you going to say?
It's just a bit hypocritical because he did end up saying that to Mercedes, but not in the first 24 to 48 hours. So everything is, I think that's why it's more like unattractive and like it seems more aggressive to me, is because we know how hypocritical it is.
Mm-hmm. And like he was saying like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. And she's like, what guy? And it's like one that's telling her like how to act and who to speak to and whatnot. But like he still needs her to reassure him by telling this guy that she's off limits and that she's like not interested in I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, don't you dare tell me who I can and cannot talk to, and then I got to go and tell him that I'm not interested in him. Like, no, that's not the way this is going to work. But you could tell she was like deflated in that moment. And I was like, this is the moment when whether or not like an abused woman is going to get it locked into this cycle of manipulation. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this was like the moment. So if they end up continuing anything, she's going to be looped into this manipulation kind of web, making excuses for his actions, him doing things, and then twisting it to make it look like it's her fault. And I was just starting to see like, there's that 180 flip that Big Greg is talking about here. Jaquan also says, I see where people may say he's controlling or manipulative, but I think that he's trying to communicate with her, but the guilt was eating him alive, so he was uncomfortable and couldn't find the right words. Yeah, he was uncomfortable and couldn't find the right words, but his automatic retaliation was to be manipulative and controlling and like kind of scary. Like
a little bit. When he went for the sunglasses, I was like, whoa. I probably would have, I don't know what I would have done.
Like I could see him shaking her or something. You know what I mean? Like pushing up against the wall. You know what I mean? Like I see him retaliating in a way that's aggressive and controlling, and I didn't like it.
I didn't either. And I was talking to Chantele about this on the phone last night. I was basically saying what Jaquan is saying. I think he's projecting his guilt onto her.
For sure.
Yeah, but I think it's like how you act in that situation, that shows a lot. Like if he's acting like this in this situation where he was in the wrong and she did nothing wrong, how is he going to act when she does do something wrong, or if she does something wrong? And that's kind of the
decide what's wrong or what's right, and whether or
that's
not.
What I mean.
But
so like what if? Yeah.
I also feel that people that are controlling or manipulative, they always have a reason as to why they're acting that certain way. So like, I don't think the fact that he was deflecting his guilt and it came off in a negative way, like that's the reaction is why he's controlling and why he's manipulative. People don't just act that way for no particular reason. You know what I mean? There's always a stemmed root. So, you know, I don't care that it was eating him alive. Like, you still don't treat your partner that way. You come honest and tell him what's going on and tell her how you were feeling. And this is why, like, you've been acting this way is because X, Y, and Z, not because you don't get a free pass to be an asshole because you feel fucking guilty. It's not a free pass, in my opinion. Like,
I 100% agree with you. I don't think it's a free pass.
Hi, Rachel. How are you doing?
Hi,
Rachel. Cheers. So Jaquan says to Big Reg, he was in the wrong, but he never exactly had a time limit until the text came in and says who won. But I'm sorry.
Jaquan.
Johnny, a lot of leeway into how he was reacting to the situation. Like, I've been with you in that sense, Jaquan, being like, well, you know, it's part of the game, this and that. Like, you know, he's overstepped his boundaries, but if Celly's willing to, you know, whatever. We've been making excuses for the actions that he had on Casa Amor and saying it was part of the actual game of Love Island. Okay. So I will agree that I was with you on that, you know, going out on a limb with that kind of perspective. But now that, you know, the text has come through and all this, I mean, this is later on in the episode, obviously, but he is not showing being a good person. He's not showing being loyal. He's not showing being honest. He's not showing being kind. He's only showing that he's some victim now. Now he's the victim because, like, well, I didn't want to hurt you, so I didn't tell you the whole thing. Like, no, you thought that you could get away with it, so you didn't tell her the whole freaking truth. Not happy.
And that's why I said the situation's not over and that it wasn't going to be over until it all came out. And I still don't think the situation is going to be over until she gets out and she watches everything for herself.
You're done. I'm done. Big Red, still don't trust Mercedes, but she did say that Johnny was pretty demanding and stern in what he wanted from her. But I didn't believe it because I've never seen that side of him until this episode. 100%. Now,
this is what I've been saying. Like, when am I going to believe what these people are saying? And I was like, what's it going to take? And I think this is what it took.
Well, I still feel that Mercedes was towing in the relationship, like overstepping her boundaries with Johnny. I do think that if anybody else was there, we might not have seen this side of Johnny, or like he might not have made out with someone. I really think that Mercedes was the perfect temptation for Johnny to be exposed, we'll say. I can imagine him being kind of, like, you're mine, like, I think you're hot, you're my play toy. But with this whole weird bachelor party kind of vibe that it seemed like the show was giving Casa Amor. But I still believe that Mercedes is at some fault here still. I still believe that. Like, I think that he could be maybe demanding, but I don't think that from what we saw, I don't think that she wasn't willing to participate in whatever this kind of, like, I don't know, dominant, submissive, like cat and mouse, sexual energy flirtation type shit.
I agree. No, I 100% agree. I'm not justifying that by any means, but and I keep saying it takes two to tango.
Mm-hmm. I'm here. How much did you miss? We're still at the very beginning. I have 4 pages of notes and we're still in the first quarter. So Rachel, we still got lots to talk about. Big Red. Noah, nothing wrong with looking, but you got to be smoother about it, my boy. How you get caught. Yeah, we'll get to that for sure.
I could not believe it. I was like, why is he staring so hard?
Deja. Hi, Deja. How are you?
Hi, Deja.
That she was entertaining Benny, but they are not boyfriend and girlfriend. When it's convenient for him to go wild and have some more. Absolutely. That's another thing too, is that, if he wanted to maybe lock down something and so make Celly realize that, he was there for her and that he wanted to be in something strong and committed, and that he doesn't want her to go and maybe entertain the idea of any other guy, why the heck hasn't he asked her to be his girlfriend?
That's all he has to do.
If he asked her to be his girlfriend, she would not be entertaining any other guys. And she's only entertaining another guy because you had your little fling thing in Casa Amor, and like, she's not interested in anybody else, but she wants to entertain this because it's like, fuck you.
Well, and he got the chance to explore and see if anyone else, would turn his head. So she has every right to, in my opinion.
Me too. I totally agree. He was not stopping from the start of their chat. Exactly. He should. Sorry, what?
I think they mean staring at her boobs. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought he's like talking about Johnny stopping Mercedes from coming on to them in the beginning of their chat, but talking about Kirsten's big boobies.
They are nice.
If Johnny really respected Celly, he wouldn't have kissed Mercedes multiple times and then downplay the situation and get mad at Celly when she goes on one date. Absolutely, Rachel.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
What? Rachel has spoken.
I 100% agree with you.
True. Like, she hasn't done anything wrong, and that's what the episode just keeps on repeating. Like, Celly hasn't done anything wrong. Celly has been loyal. Celly hasn't done anything wrong. Celly has been loyal. And I feel that Johnny is punishing Celly for his wrongdoing, and that's what is the manipulative part. It's like
he's projecting.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so angry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about that.
She was like, no, she said, like, I think Justine like specifically said, "What would you do?" Oh no, that was later. Never mind.
Yeah, that was later on. That was after the game.
Okay, yeah, sorry, Deja, but I totally agree with you.
I didn't like the fact. Oh my gosh, hold on. I didn't like the fact that she was in tears. I didn't Johnny in that moment. I think she didn't deserve that, but I wish that somehow he can fix the situation. He was doing too much, though. Oh, okay. I thought that you were reprimanding her for being in tears. Like, yeah, obviously no. Like, Celly really likes Johnny, and now she's starting to see his true colors. Of course, she's going to be upset because she doesn't want to believe the red flags that are right in front of her face. she's going with her gut. Her gut's saying something's wrong, something's off. She's feeling manipulative. She wants to believe Johnny, but he's actually not saying the right things. He's not saying the things that's going to make her feel better. He's just projecting and making her feel worse about her not doing anything wrong. And
well, and how many other people in the villa have gone on dates with others and come back and haven't had Johnny's reaction? Like, Kirsten went on 2 dates with 2 other guys in the same night, and Carrington was not like this.
Well, and like,
well, what's the difference? Carrington had nothing to be guilty of.
Wasn't that bad after like Connor went on a date with Laura? Like,
that's what I mean. Like, no one else has had this reaction to someone who's been 100% loyal the entire time. Like, it's clearly, and that would be a ton of red flags for me. Like, okay, something is wrong with him. Like, he is definitely, yeah, no one's had that reaction to anyone going on a date. You're right, not even Mackenzie.
Not even Mackenzie, who we've been calling a bunny boiler and like, you know, saying that she's unstable and overreacting. She didn't even have this kind of very, like, it's very calculated is what he's doing to Celly, is that he's just making her start to take the blame on as it's her fault. And if she was a better person or kinder person, like, she would just forgive him. And it's not good. It's really not good. He is going to get roasted by America, like roasted. It's like, ugh.
And like, what did Celly say in that conversation that was so bad to Johnny? She said that they had a good connection. He didn't like what he had to say.
Mm-hmm.
How he said that, like, oh yeah, you've been so loyal, da 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 da. Why is that? Like, Johnny immediately laughed and rolled his eyes at that. What does that tell you?
Because he wasn't as loyal.
Exactly.
The next conversation is Celly and Justine, and Celly's saying that she feels really dumb. You know, she feels like her feelings aren't actually being validated. Like, she even when he first came back, he felt as though she should have gotten over it quickly and more quickly, and that she shouldn't have been as upset as she was about it. And I didn't find that I would have reacted a lot. I mean, I never would have spoken to her again, but like, she acted a lot better than most women that I know would have reacted to it. And
better than me.
Right? I mean, I don't know for sure with you, but I'm just like picking that.
Well, 100%. I'm saying it right now. She got over that so quick.
And kind of got back into the, you know, the groove of their relationship. And he's the one that did something wrong. She can take as much fucking time as she wants. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, Celly's starting to feel like she's done something wrong, and she said that she's feeling like a stupid girl, like that she's not seeing something, and that is the manipulation part, is the fact she feels like she's in a crazy town, like she's not seeing something, like he's kind of saying the right things, but I'm feeling something different. My gut's saying something different. America hasn't said anything yet, but like, it's just like, I don't know what's happening here because things aren't lining up properly. His reaction doesn't match what she did. So why is he reacting this way? What she did, you know?
Well, she didn't do anything.
Right? So, you know, yes. Oh my God. I was obsessed with him when he's given the truth. Big Red, Glyphim. I mean, he's a gay porn star. What's OFC mean again?
Of course.
Of course. He's staring at boobs. He's never seen those before. Fair. I mean, fair. John's behavior was so far, especially in Casa Amor, coincides with what his ex said on TikTok. Yes, I agree, but his ex also is a bit of a clout chaser, and I bet you his ex would go back with him if, like, for the fame and stuff like that. Like, I don't fully trust her opinion, just from how she posted it and presented everything. I thought it was, I don't know. I didn't like it. What do you think about the ex having her opinions and how she posted?
Oh, I agree. She's probably, I even trust, dare I say it, Mercedes a bit more than the ex. Just because the ex is bringing up baggage from years ago, and Mercedes knows, like, the Johnny that she met in the same situation that Celly was in. So in regards to who I'd rather listen to, never thought in my life I'd say it, but I'd pick Mercedes. I do think like the ex has like valuable information, and time will tell. But
I mean, I don't think she is wrong.
No,
saying that he can be controlling and possessive. I can believe that to be true. I just kind of feel it's interesting timing with all of her posts on how she brought that information out.
Yeah, timing's like, everything.
Maybe TikTok, gave her some money to do it, or like when she goes to the paper, she's getting like speaking fee about like talking about the relationship. I don't know. I just feel it's a little bit disingenuous, just the timing of it all. It doesn't seem like someone that's really out there to protect Celly. It seems like she was, for me, trying to do something for her own game.
Yeah, but, I agree.
Hopefully she's being a genuine person, but I'm kind of not feeling it. Noah, the 69 of the villa. You guys. Glyphum says, Reg, exactly what I was thinking. Laugh my ass off. He's just curious. Yes. He's like, what are those? Rachel, Johnny was constantly bashing Mackenzie for how she treated Connor, but acting like this. Keep the same energy. Rachel has all the chats today. It's really true. And maybe, why was he so adamant about, appearing to be such a guy's guy with Connor? Maybe because
Connor knew his secrets,
or because Connor listened to Johnny more than he listened to, or listened to Mackenzie more than Johnny. Maybe he didn't like that. He didn't have like the mist over Connor. Maybe
that's true too.
Or maybe if like they're together, like Mackenzie could get the truth out of him. I don't know.
Mackenzie would have blown that ship up.
Oh my gosh. She would be like, what happened?
This is the first time I miss Mackenzie.
I mean, I actually do miss Mackenzie. I'd rather Mackenzie in there than Moira.
I 100% agree.
Like, I don't know why she needs to be, like, why Mackenzie needs to go and Moira needs to have her storyline stay. Like, I'm not interested at all. At all. So Johnny's in like the change room with all the guys, and he walks in after his shower or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, she's not gonna tell him. Like, she's like, he was just all upset, and like, and it wasn't anything what they said in the conversation, but he was immediately saying that she felt that she was going to start pursuing something potentially with him, and she was open to a relationship with them, and he was like completely like, just explain to me what the heck happened there. I was so confused.
I don't know, because when I take a shower, I think that's where I do my best thinking. And I honestly have like so many like aha moments in the shower. So to see someone come out of a shower like more angry than when they went in and like come out with like a completely backward story. I mean, I know not everyone does their best thinking in the shower, but I was just like, what the F is he talking about? Because it was literally nothing that they had discussed. She said she was going to tell him. She didn't seem that jazzed about it, but you're also trying to take her sunglasses off her face and be all crazy with her. I would have immediately shut down too. So I'm telling you, this episode made me just cancel Johnny. I'm not going to lie.
So canceled. It's so bad.
I hate to say it, guys. You know how I felt about Johnny coming into this. I said from the beginning, it's too good to be true.
But like, why did he have to do that? Why did he have to do that at Casa Amor? Why? I mean,
you said it. He's young. He's a boy. Like, thinking of like, he's horny, whatever. Like, that's fine. But the way he handled the situation after, I think, is worse than what he did in Casa Amor. He could have come in, said the whole truth, not been like, I've only been thinking about you the entire time I was in there. Like, that is a bold-faced lie. He could have come in, been completely upfront about it, and they could have moved past this. And if he would have done that, America wouldn't have been so upset about it. So I think how he handled it and how he is handling it is worse than what he did in Casa Amor. If I'm being honest.
Absolutely. I was still forgiving him up until that point. pretty much. You know what I mean? I was still allowing him to have chosen to deal with that situation incorrectly, and I could give him a pass on his youth. And, you know, he does still like Celly and blah, 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 blah. Like, I could definitely excuse his actions a little bit, but I can't excuse these actions because this is now character that's starting to come out of this situation, and how he's treating Celly now is very indicative of how he would treat her in the future. If something in a similar fashion came out, he would be doing this, but on a grander scale. So I do not support them continuing on with the relationship, because she would become the abused woman, the manipulated woman. She would stop being the Celly that we really love and enjoy, because she would start to become subservient to him and only doing what he says is okay for her to do. She's would lose her individuality. She would lose all that if she continued to try to make him happy and not make him angry, or, you know, prove that she doesn't love him, or whatever his tests are. Like, fuck off. Big Red says he didn't like that Celly wouldn't completely shut it down. Like, Johnny wants to be the strongest couple there. He wants the others to see his relationship as the standard. So when Celly said, yeah, I mean, I know why he wanted her to shut it down, but it was also like he doesn't want anybody to maybe open her eyes to the fact that he might not be the best guy for her. And so if she was able to, you know, have like Benny tell her about what goes on in Casa Amor, like, that might not make him look in a good light, and maybe it's going to make Benny look in a better light. And so he doesn't want the opportunity for someone to maybe influence her decision on them being the best couple in the house. So I agree. She wants to just be friendly, not even flirt. He took it as she's downplaying the relationship. I mean, we've been talking about the fact that he's projecting, you know, his feelings of guilt or whatnot, but he's not allowing Celly to be herself. And I think the fact that he wants her to shut down this relationship when they're not even they're not even a couple. Like,
well, and I think that he's scared that she will feel some type of way like he did in Casa Amor.
Exactly. But like, even if he felt this type of way in Casa Amor and he came back to Celly, so why wouldn't she? Right? So Carrington, first good read of the episode. Carrington says that he thinks that what Johnny is saying is a load of crap, and that he just has guilt for what he did at Casa Amor. And if Carrington could be clocking you, like, know that. Sorry,
Carrington been clocking Johnny.
Sure. But like, in this,
but like, that's crazy. Like, to say like Carrington of all people has been clocking Johnny from the get-go. So,
I mean, we're going to talk about it probably a little bit more later, but like, why are the boys physically intimidated by Johnny? Like, why are they not being more truthful, at least at this point, you know, like, or even later?
I just like, remember what we talked about a few episodes ago? I said, I don't know if I would want to be the one to fuck up a relationship based on my perception of what happened. Like, I would want that person to see it for themselves and make that judgment. It's a big, I mean, like, Johnny and Celly have been the it couple in the villa. And for Noah, clearly Noah didn't care. He's new to the villa. He doesn't have any relationships with these people. He had no problem spilling that tea. But to all these other people that have been with them since day one, who's going to be the one blamed at the end of the day, even if they end up staying together? Like, say they go through like problems from, but Caleb would be the one blamed. Yeah. So I can see why they're not that I'm excusing it. I just think it's a really fucked up spot to be in. And I think it's something, I keep saying it's not going to be like a closed case until Celly watches it all, till Celly even talks to Mercedes, I think, which she would absolutely do at this point.
Well, I don't even think that Celly, I think that she's going to choose Benny, kick the curb, send his ass home.
You think?
I don't know if she's going to win with Benny, but I really don't think that she is going to allow herself to be mistreated anymore. And I don't think that she's going to allow Johnny to be able to get back with her. I think she will watch for herself, Casa Amor, and see what happened there from what was edited. I think that will confirm that he was a complete liar to what he was saying, and the downplaying was crazy. And I think that they're done. I think they're completely done.
I think they're done. I think they're done too.
So so Johnny goes to talk to Caleb and Justine, and Carrington was there as well, but they were in a kind of cuddly position. It was a quite boyfriend-girlfriendy position. Caleb was on the couch, and Justine was kind of sitting in his stomach crotch area.
He had her hand over her stomach.
Yeah, it looked quite coupley. I liked it. I liked that. Shut up. But it was a good. Just relax.
I love him.
It was cute. It was like a cute little coupling in that moment. So what Caleb was definitely the voice of reason. He said that how you are acting is revealing your insecurities and is not and that Celly has been nothing but loyal to you. What do you think about what Caleb had to say? Crack on, Caleb. Crack on.
I mean, he's saying what we've all been saying. So how could that not be a crack on? I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. Caleb knows what's up. Carrington knows what's up, for Christ's sake. Like, they all know what's up. Johnny just looks like he's losing his mind.
But like, it's very clear what's happening, and I don't know why he's so like oh no.
When you're in it, you can't see it.
Oh my god.
Isn't that scary? Isn't that terrifying?
Such an idiot right now. It's like every time someone brings up that Celly is loyal and would never do anything like that to you, all of a sudden you just go crazy and like, what? Doesn't make any sense. What's happening? Jaquan says, have y'all seen Mercedes' interview on Entertainment Tonight? Yeah, that was the first one. Well, I don't know if she did a solo one, but she did it. The one that we saw was with the other two.
Mackenzie, not Mercedes.
Oh. Jesus, I can't have both of them out of the villa right now. I've not seen Mackenzie's interview yet. I'm saving it for tonight. So I'm going to watch it at like today sometime or tomorrow. And then when we do our recap tomorrow, we'll talk about all the exit interviews between the three Casa Amor girls, as well as Mackenzie and who else left? Aaron and Cher and whoever the other person is.
That's always our Sunday episode, like all
the exit. We'll go like into more depth about like what people have been saying outside of the house, because the recap doesn't usually have any more additional information. So we'll just do whoever has left the villa this week. We'll talk about what's been going on with them after the fact. So no, I have not seen the Mackenzie interview yet. It's popped up on my YouTube, so I'm like been tempted, but I haven't watched it yet. No. Big Reg says it's not about being scared of Johnny. I've lied for my friends cheating all the time and vice versa. It's just what it is. I don't know. It's weird for a guy to tell another guy for cheating. Okay, I hear you.
Noted.
I hear you.
Never ask one of my boyfriend's friends.
Do you know what they do? They do that though.
I know.
Okay, but Big Red, why though? Like, why can't there just be some honesty there? Like, why?
It's boy code.
I get the boy code, but like, don't you want to be a good person and your friends to be a good people?
No, I've had one person tell me.
I don't know.
Because he went into date and then I tried and then it didn't go anywhere. So he probably regretted telling me.
Well, okay, I don't think that they should go out and tattletale on their friend, but I think that they should urge maybe their friend to be open and honest about the situation. Like, why bother fucking around when you could just end the relationship? I hate that shit. I hate it. Nobody fucking wants a cheater if they want to be in a monogamous relationship. So if you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, don't be in one. Say that you're not willing to commit. Say you want it to be polyamorous. Say that, like, be clear that you cannot be committed Just don't fake it. Who cares? Just be honest. Ah! Like, I get the argument. I was telling this to Brazil yesterday. I was like, okay, I understand that, human beings are not supposed to be monogamous. It's not in their nature. Like, I get that. But being monogamous, in my opinion, is a choice and a commitment that you are willing to make for the person that you're with because you want to do that for something. It's something that you choose in each moment to be loyal and committed to somebody. So the fact that your libido gets you going and, you feel compelled to follow through with your sexual urges, like, the choice that you make not to act on them is the commitment within a relationship. It's a choice. And so if you want to choose to be non-committal, don't get in a committed relationship. Just don't. Right? Just don't. If you don't want it, don't do it. I fucking hate that. It makes me so angry.
Mm-hmm.
Not even Benny told, and he's interested in Celly. I don't know. It's just not in a guy's DNA to snitch about that. I think that the producers probably wanted him to keep that quiet to make it a big impact that he wanted to go for Celly. So I'm not sure how the producers kind of maybe urge people.
Sorry. I told Chantele that I think the producers wanted to control the narrative, and I think they wanted to wait until the Twitter game happened. That way they can say it how they wanted it to be said. And because you notice Noah said it after the Twitter game. Mm-hmm. So that's my opinion.
Maybe Mercedes or Laurel wasn't allowed to say anything until the Twitter game came out. Maybe that was a thing, actually.
I think they wanted to control the narrative.
That's a good point. They wanted it to have the most impact, that Twitter game. And then maybe everybody can talk about it after. So maybe the producers were like, no talking about Casa Amor unless you're Johnny until we say that it's okay for you to speak about what happened over there.
I agree. That's what I think happened.
Actually, probably what happened. That's so annoying. So the girls have a little bit of chat, and Celly's like in her head. She's thinking about these things. And Justine does tell Celly about Johnny being worried. And it's just like, why is Johnny fucking worried? Celly's never done anything disloyal to him. It's so...
Because he's worried about himself.
No.
Yeah.
Hi, Divine Me.
Hi.
I just tuned in. Team J-Lib all the way. Yes, they have all my eggs in their basket right now. I don't see any other couple being able to take them down. Not with this makeup anyways of people right now. Feel really sorry for Celly. She is very nice, and Celly is looking for a real lifetime relationship. Anyways, I support her all the way. 100% Divine. We are definitely Team Celly. We both really want to be Team Celly Johnny, but Johnny, there is no way that Celly and Johnny as a team at this point could make it. Maybe Celly might be able to win if she has a relationship with someone else. I don't know if Benny is that guy that would be able to get the win for her, because I don't really love his personality that much from what he's shown. He's okay, but I'd have to see more, or maybe have another guy come in, but she's not winning this game with Johnny. Just Divine Me also said Justine not even took the moment to embrace her. Oh, moment. I know. Thumbs up for J-Lub. Yeah, we'll talk about how she was so selfless in that moment. Jaquan says 100% Reg, but later as a guy, I would tell my homeboy he's in the wrong. Yes, thank you, Jaquan. And you should just cut it off. Absolutely. Like,
shout out Jaquan.
Why do men feel like it's better just to keep in the dark and keep lying about it? Like, is it the game of it?
No, they don't communicate the same way that we do. That's all it comes down to.
Like,
that's all it comes down to.
I don't care if some guy wants to be completely friggin' promiscuous, fuck everything that walks. Like, I don't care. But if you're choosing to be in a committed relationship with me, do that. And if you are not going to do that, tell me so I can make my own decisions.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Literally. But what does that take?
Nothing.
Communication.
Oh, communication. Guys can't communicate. Right. Sorry, guys. You guys are getting a hard rap from us today. But, I
They
think,
just communicate differently.
well, like, all he needs to...
And it goes back to you saying that boys don't like to see us cry. So then they're like, what if they're going to cry when I tell them how I really feel? So then it just, like, builds up. And then it's just like, we're not going to understand each other. And then it's just, like, a whole thing,
And also, like, projecting on how they think the girl is going to react. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, they're like,
that's what I'm saying.
and this, like, I don't want whatever reaction that I've concocted in my head to happen, so I'll just lie. It's so lame. Guys, fucking be more like women. At the end, so they all are getting ready, whatever, and they're having a party this evening, right? Yeah, wait, what party is this? Anyways, they're all downstairs, and Benny gives a toast. And I was like, man, the producers just want to bring fuel to the fire with, like, Johnny
yeah.
giving the toast for the evening. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but I was just like, are they trying to get Benny hurt? Like, I can see Johnny getting into blows with this guy, Like, I wouldn't
over what? One conversation with your girl of choice? Like, back up.
Mm-hmm.
Carrington could have swung on 10 people at this point, and he has played his cool.
Well, I mean, because he never liked Kirsten, though, at all.
Okay, he did a little bit.
No, I don't think he did at all. Not enough to want to, A, try to get to the end with her, and B, stand up to some guy talking to her to fight them.
You're telling me when she went on the 2 dates with Calvin and Caleb that he wasn't a little nervous?
But not enough to go to blows, like, with, like, some guy that talked to her. I think that, like, yeah, he still wanted to explore things with her. They had met the day before, I think. Like, they weren't together for that long.
I understand, but I don't think if Johnny didn't, like, F up at Casa Amor, I don't think he would have the same reaction, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. No, he would have been normal. Well, he might have been like, oh, I don't want you to go, whatever. But, like, he knew that he had willpower, and that he would have known he had willpower, and so he would know that his girl would have done the same thing. He's just scared that she might not have the same amount of willpower. Like, she might act on her urges. Like, she's not going to act on her urges. Like, not like
She should.
And Benny is not hot as a guy as much as Mercedes is hot as a girl.
Correct.
If Caleb walked in, like, someone that looked like him and was taking Celly out on a date and was tall like that and smart and funny and have those dimples, then I'd be scared. I wouldn't be scared of friggin'.
You guys, he's 6'4".
I know, right? I've only really dated anybody over 6 feet.
I'm so short, so, like, I don't know why I love, like, guys that are so tall. But
is your dad tall?
My dad's 5'11".
Oh, my dad's 6'4", so that's why I think that I like people that are tall.
How tall are you?
5'5". I'm
5'5" too. We're fun size.
Oh, we're the best size because we can be cuddled and feel small, but we're not, like, too petite that we're like, it's kind of weird. And, like, we still get to be lifted up by everybody because we're tiny,
Yeah.
Yes, I like, sometimes people consider me to be tiny, but, like, I think tiny is like 5 feet tall or less.
Yeah, that's what I consider tiny. Fun size, like 5 feet.
That's like bite size. It was 5'5", me. So Noah pulls Kirsten for chat so we can start talking about these boobies. And so he basically tells her that he wants to pursue something with her, but, like, while going up and down, like, looking at her boobs. Now,
that was
go ahead.
So bad. She's like, so why did you like Moira? Like, or you picked Moira? He's like, yeah, but, like, yeah, I don't know.
Now, okay, can I? Hopefully, nobody comes for me with this comment. But like she does talk in her intro video about how she wants to show off these new boobs that she got.
That's
So
fine.
no, so like the fact that she seemed like she didn't like somebody staring at them. Like I'm just like wondering, like, well, why'd you get boobs that you want to have on display? You know what I mean? Like, fine.
Because
Go ahead.
who is gonna stare at boobs like that? Like, give me a like
Young boys.
categories of people that
Young
would.
boys. Or me.
Or,
If I saw her big fucking knockers, like I would stare at her boobs for sure.
well, right, but like teenagers, virgins,
Gay
gay
boys.
porn stars.
Yeah,
You
actually,
know what I mean? Like every like Connor, like any other person that has talked to her in the villa, it has not been like Carrington even like in a bikini where she's like barely covering her nipple. Like no one's staring, and I think it's just because. No, I'm not saying it's like a respect thing because I don't think that's the case because I don't think you can really control it. I don't think he knew he was doing it, but there's something there. He's either a virgin, he's 18 or younger, or he's gay.
Well, and fair, great assessment. And also, just to piggyback on what you're saying here, is that, you know, most heterosexual men have been taught that it's rude to stare at women's boobs. And so, as much as they probably want to stare at it, they've been taught that it's not socially acceptable to do so. And so, I 100%, I agree with you that the people that would maybe do this, it would be a tell that they have not been conditioned as a homosexual male.
Yeah, I agree.
Heterosexual, sorry, hetero.
Well, and like that doesn't matter. Like I don't care. Like you're hetero, homo, whatever whatever.
Male culture, like dad says, like, hey, don't stare at a woman's breasts. That's rude and impolite. So they just might have been taught that, and it might not have been a conversation that was had with a homosexual child.
Yes.
And
I agree.
a teenage kid or a younger kid may not had that opportunity yet to be educated that that's a wrong. And I'm only talking about it right now. So of course I would stare at boobs because like I have boobs and you have like some big boobs. I'd probably ask to touch them.
Like real, recognize real. Like yeah, I mean,
I 100% would have touched Kirsten's boobs. And
I'm secure enough to where like I have friends with like implants and I'm like, wait, can I feel? Like I don't get weirded out by that. Like I'm straight, but I'm like, yeah, I definitely would have wanted to feel both of their boobs and see which ones are better.
So me, Sarah, I'd probably mention it to her. I'd be like, sorry, your boobs are so nice. I can't help but stare at them. Like, can I touch them?
Yeah. And Kirsten's she has a good rack, so
they're very
shout out to her plastic surgeon.
Okay, we're so behind. Bro code is a real thing, but depending on the friend, there are different rules. Yeah, I can agree. I can understand that. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say to my partners, like my friend's partner, about something that they did unless they wanted me to say something. So I understand that it's your friends over the girl, but I would be having conversation with them, maybe how to approach the situation. So I wouldn't rat out my friend. It's 100% true, but I definitely would be trying to make them make the right decision. What I think was the right decision.
Yeah, like pushing him in that direction.
Face Noah supposed to be closer. Be a closer. What to do is Johnny Stell's close Johnny Stell's relationship.
I'm sorry, I love baseball, but like when you say you're a closer, like that's not the hottest position, like by any stretch of the imagination. A closer, so he's a pitcher, and he usually comes in for
later in the game when the other guys
roughly like the last half of an inning, depending on the game, depending on the situation, but typically it's like the last 3 outs of the game, to like kind of shut down the last 3 at bats, roughly like the last 3 to 6 at bats.
Well, that also means he can't handle the whole game, right? Like,
well, closers are like they don't have the stamina to like throw like pitch after pitch after pitch. That's good, but they can throw like 10 to 12 really good.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, well, depending. Like there's some closers that throw like super crazy, like sidearmed, and so it just like throws you off. Like, what the fuck? Like, I normally don't get a pitch like that. So it depends. There's a lot of strategy to it. And like closers, I think, are the most unique. Like on the spectrum of like what they do, but it's a very short-lived. And there's few like great closers in the game. Like the closers like fuck up a lot. So nice. The producers definitely told him to like harp on that he's a closer. In my head, I'm like, huge baseball fan. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
But like maybe that means that he's gonna do some wild sidearm here with this this Celly Johnny interception.
No.
Divine says to Big Reg, I understand you. Think that's why Celly or Caleb kept correcting Johnny the whole time in Casa Amor. Now I think it's time for Johnny to man up and take full responsibility 100%. I don't know if he's going to do this, Divine. I do not know, because Johnny has a big ass ego. We know from the beginning that he had a lot of pride and a lot of confidence, and no, in my opinion, men that have that much confidence that do something wrong that's actually now having to, you know, see the error of his ways. I don't see Johnny manning up and taking responsibility, because I think he's a coward.
Preach, girl.
Jake One says, laughing, LOL. Normally shows like this, whomever I'm a fan of gets eliminated or go home, I would stop watching like on the challenge, but this season is better than the first one. Yes. I don't think Celly's going to get eliminated. I think that Jaquan, this might be like a season 5 UK sitch. I wouldn't be surprised. So
I'll unplug my ears now.
I'm done. Done. Yeah, no, I'm going to continue watching this show. I'm invested enough in Justine and Caleb to care what's going on, and I do think that CELY is going to stay on the show. I'm not sure about the longevity for Johnny.
Well, there's a recoupling tonight, right?
Yeah, he's going to get his tomorrow night, but he's going to get his just desserts for sure.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night.
Big Red Reg says, Jaquan, LOL. Me too. I usually end up being a fan of the villain of the show. I mean, yeah, sometimes like underdogs, like villain, like everybody hates them. I can get behind that too. Jaquan says, with his eye emojis, same. I don't know why the villains have the best stories. I mean,
it's that character arc, man. It's that character arc. I've said it before. I love Star Wars. That Darth Vader character arc, that Kylo Ren character arc, like you love to see it.
Yes, definitely. I don't necessarily want to see the story arc of the hero.
No, because the hero's always a hero. Their character arc goes like this.
Yeah. Like
the villain goes like
and the villains usually try harder. You know what I mean? They're doing things. And as human beings, we like seeing people do things, action, making things happen, whether it's good or for evil. We'd rather see people try to do something, even if they're the villain, in my opinion.
I agree.
Well, I remember when I was in middle school, I was friends with the girl my homie was dating with first. So I had more ties to her. So I somewhat was giving her a heads up when she dumped the bro. So yeah, I mean, it does depend on who you are better friends with and have loyalties to. If it's kind of like a throuple or like a third wheel type situation, that might be when it gets a little bit sticky, when you don't know whose loyalty is stronger. But yeah, definitely. If my best friend is who I knew longer and, you know, I support more, then I'd be telling her for sure. Rachel, so Brazil and I are definitely reality television junkies and nerds. So nerdy that we also play live reality games or online reality games. So a guy that I met playing a live version of Big Brother about a year ago asked me if I'd play his online version of Big Brother, called Big Brother Cheesecake. It's called Big Brother Cheesecake because the winner gets a gift certificate to Cheesecake Factory. And so I ended up playing his season 3 with one of Brazil's best friends and sorority sisters, Nicole. She was on my season. Now, somebody on my season wasn't being very kind to her best friend, Nicole. So Brazil kind of came in to defend her girl when she heard that she wasn't being treated very well. So from that point, she was kind of on the radar to the guy that creates the Big Brother Cheesecake game. And so she was invited to play season 4. So just so you know, I won season 3 and Brazil won season 4. And that just ended about a month ago. Right before Love Island started, it basically ended. So I was using Realnesss with a couple of players that I played season 3 with, and we were doing all the exit interviews of the people that were playing the game, and we were doing recaps of this online game. And so I was like really familiar with the story of the actual season. And one of my best friends was also playing, who Brazil ended up becoming really good friends with within the game. And so since then, we've been playing games online together, and she was the only person that I knew that was interested in covering Love Island. And so we decided to start covering this together. And now it seems like we're going to go on like an online love dating tour. So we're going to do something new together. So that's our origin story. Did I miss anything?
No, you got it pretty much all covered. Shout out Nicole, shout out Andrew, shout out Nick. Nick.
Good. I wouldn't give hints if I'm friends with the girl first. Really? I'm going to my friend and letting him know to end it. I wouldn't allow one of my friends I know is a cheater to date a girl I know. So I get that, Jaquan. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit tricky. If I might have to do a disclaimer being like, listen, like, I know both of you, but I'm not going to like tell each other what the others are thinking. Like, I'm not going to be the third communicator through you. I probably would say that to both of them.
But he's saying like he wouldn't like even like let on. He'd just be like kind of like, I don't know anything about it to the girl, and then go to the guy.
A relationship with both of them, and they knew that. I would say that like I'm not going to communicate. Like, have you communicate through me, or like, what is he thinking? Is he mad? Like, what is she thinking? Does she know what I did? I wouldn't. I just would be like, okay, well, keep everything separate. I don't want to know anything about your relationship unless obviously something terrible happens. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It's probably what I'd do. Jaquan says, I met this girl in 5th grade and met the guy in 6th grade, but they started dating 8th grade. Sticky.
Young love. Jaquan, are you still friends with this girl?
Or are you friends with the guy still? Either of them? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Is one of them Alana?
Did you date the girl? Yeah. Is one of them Alana? Did she get on Love Island?
Now, I think, though, in this situation, he may have become better friends with the guy in that time period. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he felt more bro-code. But Rachel, Noah's annoying. I don't like him. He's cocky, but has nothing to be cocky about.
I said the same thing.
Well, like he's not that badly proportioned, if that's really him in the porno. So
I see what you're saying.
So I don't know. He is cocky, but it could be because like he fucks on demand. I don't know if it's really him or not, though. I really don't know.
I don't know. I don't care, but you can't. It's not like he has this like great personality. And okay, forgive me, I haven't seen much of him, so I'm really just judging a book off its cover, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should. Do you guys want me to send you the link in the chat? Let me know, and I'll see if I can find it for you guys.
If everyone is 18, of course.
Right. Wait, Jaquan's sister. Jaquan was saying his sister started to watch Love Island, and she's only 15, so she can't get this link if I post it, or maybe it won't let me post it here. I don't know.
Probably not.
Kirsten and Bennett. And they both talk about like each of their eyes looking pretty. And he's like, oh my God, your eyes are like blue, but it like has like light in it. It's probably just like sunlight. And so I felt, though, because it went right after her having her little chat with Noah, that there was a connection from what I felt between them. And even so much that it felt comfortable when she started playing with their fingers and their hands. They're kind of just like, you know, feeling things around. And so having the desire to have that level of kind of intimacy, and I could see that for me, that there was a connection between them. You're nodding your head.
I love Kirsten. I don't think she's done anything wrong this season, but by any stretch of the imagination.
Except for not
let water sign stick up for water sign. So, no, I'm just kidding. But
Mike, or she should have kept Mike, even if she just wanted to keep it platonic.
I agree. Like, okay, so that's the one thing that she's done wrong. But also, I want Mike for myself, so I'm kind of like not that sad about it. So he's from the Bay, so I'm gonna definitely slide into those DMs.
Get him on here at 1,000. At
Mike, I went to San Jose State. I bartended downtown San Jose. We probably have mutual friends. My phone number is 408. No. I think that just like the bond that I could see was so tangible between her and Bennett, and I am actually really, really excited for it.
Oh, you think it's cute? Yeah, it's pretty organic.
What's cute?
In our story, I think.
Oh, thanks, Rachel.
I think, though, also, I didn't mean to cut you off, because I did it by accident. But yeah, like, this is, like, we've only ever met online.
I know, we've never met in real life. Isn't that crazy?
And yeah, like, because I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and Brazil lives in LA. So
it's actually insane. Like, Nicole and I talk about all the time. So Nicole and I are both from the Bay Area. Nicole lives in Salem, Massachusetts. I live in Los Angeles. So we're both away from home. But like a lot of our friends that we've met through Cheesecake are people that we talk to every single day. And like we support each other doing like other outlets that happen outside of Cheesecake. I'm like actually really thankful for it. It got me through this pandemic, like not being able to go home, see friends or family. I've made so many new friends that I'm sure will become family. And yeah, I'm like super thankful for it. So.
And you get to meet Brazil too, because if it wasn't for Cheesecake, like, I don't know who I would be doing this with. I'd probably be doing it by myself, maybe. So without Cheesecake, Brazil wouldn't have been here with me. Jaquan says, Rachel, for some reason, on Instagram, people calling him creepy, but happy that he snitched. I think the creepy part is probably the mysteriousness of whether or not he's actually a gay porn star. I think that that's what people are picking up on. He does have a weird vibe.
I felt like sketched out by him even before I knew that, though. Like there's just like something
like he might have like a you know, we don't know if he's telling the full story. Like there might be just something, I don't know.
I think the bleach tip did it for me.
Pardon?
Like if you're bleaching your tips, so you're not telling me something else.
Jacob said that bro and sis, nah, it wasn't Alana. Okay. My sister's 14. I think she's on episode 8 or 9. She's obsessed with the show. Oh, she's gonna have her heart broken this episode 23.
Jaquan, who are her favorites like as of right now? And please don't be influencing her. Just kidding. Yes. But no, yeah, tell us. You have to tell us like every day, like where she's at in the show.
Like what he has a porno. Okay, Rachel, since you haven't seen this yet, I'm gonna find it, and I will send it. I'll put it in the chat, and you can take a peek and tell me if it's him. Oh my God, get over here and talk about, okay, I thought that this conversation was interesting. So Johnny pulled, I don't know who pulled who, but Johnny and Celly have another chat, and he basically apologizes for putting, you know, his insecurities onto her. And she was pretty happy with the fact that, you know, she didn't have to spell out why she was upset in the situation. So what do you think how he handled it? I mean, I know he took a lot of what Caleb said to heart, and then he had some reflection, but how do you think he dealt with this conversation? Like, what do you think?
Check our thread. I think he handled it well, but to me, it just still seemed a bit fake. Like, I don't know. I think, again, it's because I know everything. So I think to Celly, it was like, and she said, I'm so happy he came to me with this, rather than her having to like dig it out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But it still isn't enough. Like, I feel like the damage has already been done, and I don't know how to recover from that. I don't know. I don't know.
You
I don't know.
No.
I think it's a good start. I think it's a good start that he did go in that direction. Jake Paul was saying that he wishes there's some way that like he can salvage the situation. And I totally agree with that. And this is a start. However, it's almost like it's almost like she knew that he had talked to other people, and then, you know, if they weren't in a vacuum and like he was by himself, like at home when he messed up, but like she could probably see him talking to Justine. She could probably see him talking to Caleb. She could probably see him talking to Carrington. And then he comes back with like this completely flipped, like, oh, I'm actually sorry. So I don't know. To me, it just seemed a little forced, seemed a little fake. I appreciate it, but it's going to take a lot more than that.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying the right things for sure.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I think this is the link, guys. I think. Hopefully you don't get banned for this. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay. No, I can't send this link. Maybe I can I'll put spaces in it or something.
Damn, Rachel's calling out Jaquan right now. I love her.
Okay, just take out the spaces before between the www and the .com. Just take out those spaces, and then you can make your decision for yourself as to whether or not Ethan is also Noah. There's also this image as well. Hold on, let me send you this too. So for me, though, like I felt that he was saying kind of the right things, and I wish that he kind of had this approach from the beginning. I don't like the fact that he's course correcting. It's like he's trying all these different tactics. It seems a little bit disingenuous. I wish that, you know, if he was being completely honest with her this whole time, he would have approached this way beforehand. He would have had some self-reflection. He would have talked to Caleb. He would have wanted to come clean. He would have recognized, you know, that he was being insecure. Like, you know what I mean? So I just think it's a little bit, for me, too little too late. I'm happy that he's doing it, but I don't think it's enough to save the relationship. It's too freaking late.
I agree.
Too late.
100% agree.
Where should I send this? Let's do it from, where did I put this? Realnesss. This is us. Okay. Or this. Oh shit! It's so on time. Okay. There's that as well. Okay. So what do you guys think about that? Like, I think that I'm happy that he's saying something. At least like he's looking like he can be reflective. But I'm just worried that he's just saying the right thing in the moment, because like he's kind of was coached by Caleb as to like, oh, like this is what you should say. So I don't know. As a fan of theirs, I wanted them to work it out, but I can't be mad if she chooses the other guy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, is that she may not be necessarily interested in Benny, but she may not want to choose Johnny. Jaquan says, LOL, LOL, I can admit when I'm wrong. Sorry, but it was that dang autocorrect.
Because Rachel said, Jaquan, how do you spell Rachel from Love Island name right, but keep spelling mine Rachel, like the wrong way? That's why I said I was cracking up, because Rachel called out Jaquan. Yeah.
Oh, I missed a couple. This one. Celly and Johnny is her favorite at the moment. She's mad at Rachel for sending Jeremiah home. She liked Celly, Caitlin, and Justine in that order.
Okay.
And then, okay, John, how you spell Rachel from Love Island name right, but you keep spelling mine Rachel.
Put him in check, Rachel.
Haha, you're good, Jaquan. Oh, yeah, that's a wrong comment. Divine Me. I don't know if if his apology is real. He'll sorry for Johnny, but it is what it is. Hoping he starts to be real to himself. I mean, it is a social experiment. People are hanging out together that might never meet in the real world. He's put in a circumstance that he's never really been in. I'm sure. Like I'm sure he's had women throw themselves at him, but like when it's supposed to kind of be in the context of the game and like this woman's coming on very strong and super hot, like he would be a kid in a candy store. I get that for sure. And so I do feel sorry for him that he was too young to maybe be put in the situation to be able to act in a way that he could be happy with later down the road. But everybody says that they grow and they learn a lot from this experience. And so hopefully he's going to grow a lot from this experience. He's most likely going to get dragged on social media with how he's being kind of aggressive, manipulative, and controlling with Celly. And his sisters that he was talking about that raised him is probably going to give him a little smack upside the head. So I think that he's going to grow from this, but I do feel sorry that he wasn't more mature to be able to handle this entire situation a little bit better.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Divine Me because I feel like we share the same exact thought process. So I hope you come back. But yeah, I totally agree with that. And
at the end of that conversation too, Johnny and Celly were like, I don't want to pursue anyone else. I don't want to pursue anyone else. So, you know, okay.
You said that before.
So Laurel and Carrington have a little conversation. She was on all in her week, and she kind of wants to talk about their future. And one thing that Carrington said that I thought was going to be a red flag and that she was going to react poorly for, but she didn't, was that we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend tomorrow. Because she was asking, like, what are we going to do when we get out of here? Like, you know, like, I live in Alabama. Like, you live wherever. Like, and he's like, well, we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend tomorrow.
His reaction to that was actually quite telling, in my opinion. I mean, Utah and Alabama are actually not the farthest apart in the States. He's actually probably only maybe a 3-hour flight from her, minimum, depending. So I felt if I was her, respect to Laurel for keeping her cool, but if that were me and I felt that strongly about him and I knew his past with Kirsten, I would start to immediately have red flags. So, I mean, but there is some truth behind it, and it is like the realist in me, and it's probably the realist in him. He's moved around a lot, and he knows, you know, how damaging that is to friendships when you move from somewhere to another place. Like, you have that hope that you're going to be friends with someone, and then, you know, you think distance isn't really an issue, but then it becomes an issue. So I can see how, to him, they're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend solely based on distance. So I do see that, like, him, Jaquan, leave Rachel alone.
Happens. I don't know what that emoji is, though. I can't see it. Jaquan says, I got to leave kind of early. I enjoyed myself. Love everyone. Perspective, peace, and blessings. Be great. Thank you, Jaquan. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy doing what you got to do.
Team Justine, Jaquan. No, so I don't know. I see both sides. That's where it's like my problem with everything. I'm just like too empathetic, so I see like both sides of everything. Shout out to my Pisces girls, wherever you are. Don't let the Aquarius hate on you. No, but yeah, I don't know. I initially, like, me just initially reacting to that, wanted to have a red flag. However, me, after 12 hours of watching it and like thinking about it more, he's being a realist. So I can't hate on him for it.
And they've been talking for 1 week? Like, so yes, it's coming to the end, Love Island, but they've been talking for 1 week. So maybe 1 week is like a month, but they've still been talking for a month. And so to be having the conversation like, oh, I'm going to move to stay with you, I don't think he's there yet. And I think that if he was there yet, it should be a red flag for Laurel. So, you know, I was like, first, like, ooh, like when he said, like, we're not going to be boyfriend, girlfriend anymore, I was like, ouch. But then when they were talking about like, oh, like I come visit, like I think I'd look good in a cowboy hat, like the conversation they were having after that. And it seemed that she felt that she was being genuine when she said that she was on the same page as him. Like, I was like, okay, so maybe she was worried that, you know, no, I think she got the answers that she wanted. And I don't think she wanted it to necessarily be moving faster. But she just wanted to see where his head was at. And the kisses that they have were better than the kisses that he used to have with Kirsten.
Yeah.
Like he was like waiting for more, whatever. And she's like, I'm wearing lipstick, but not like the swerve though. Not like the swerve. But
I have not seen that.
Okay, I'm gonna like go and find you a clip like right after shooting this.
Okay.
Like like every single time she kisses anybody, just it's you don't have to look for a certain kiss. Like it's any kiss that Kirsten has with somebody, she does that. And so Carrington does end it with saying that distance doesn't matter if you really care about the other person. So it's true.
And that's 1,000,000% true. And I have friends in New York. I have friends all over the effing world, family all over the world. So the ones that matter, you stay close to.
Absolutely. So. And even so, like when people are like, oh, I don't have time for this, time for that, you can make any time that you want. I am the busiest person on the planet and I can always make time for people. Always.
Yes.
Like
whenever someone says that they're busy or they don't have time, it's like, you're too busy for me and don't want to make time for me. Noted. Goodbye. Well, not that it happens often. Well, no, it came out bad too. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I know if I'm feeling that way about someone, I don't make time for them.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'll make an excuse as to like why I can't see them or something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
100%. Noah might be an actor. I watched the Corbin Fisher site, right? Noah and Ethan look very, very similar.
Wait, so Divine Me, after watching that, do you think that that's
well, that's what he's saying.
Noah
might be an actor, is what he's saying. A porn actor.
Oh, okay.
He's basically saying he just watched the Corbin Fisher site and that Noah might be on it. You don't gather that from this?
Oh, no, I do. I just wasn't. Yeah. No, yeah, maybe.
I don't understand.
I have to watch it myself. No, I don't either. I'm tired.
It's basically, okay, porn actors is a way to, I think he's just making a joke. He or she is making a joke, being like, I think you might be an actor. I just watched the Corbin Fisher site, which is the porn site that Ethan is on.
Okay. Yes, makes sense.
Okay, Rachel says, Johnny is taking his light skin privilege to a whole nother level. Laugh my ass off. Okay, I can feel you with that. Maybe he's been able to get away with a lot of stuff because he's super cute and he's light skinned. I can hear you there, Rachel. Get a couple snaps. Divine looks very similar. Yeah, I agree. Noah might be Ethan, even watching him yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Wait, Rachel, did you look it up yet? Are you of age? I want you to look at that Corbin Fisher site. You just have to remove the spaces so that you can copy the link. It's awkward. Where else are we? What else happened here? So the girls are having a little bit of a chat about how they feel about the new boys. Kirsten tells the girls about how she was playing fingers with Bennett, and the girls just seem pretty excited about having the new energy. What did you think about the girls, like how they were chatting about the new boys?
I felt the same way. I was really excited for Kirsten. Yeah, I don't know. I think her and Bennett, like, I don't know.
What I
like, continue. I'm trying to gather my thoughts.
What I like about Kirsten in this particular relationship is she seems excited, but I don't think it's going to fizzle out. She like seemed a little bit forced when she was trying to make something happen with Calvin. Even with Carrington, it seemed forced. And so I feel like there's mutual excitement on both ends, and so I'm interested in seeing how it goes.
Her and Calvin feel forced too.
Her and Calvin what?
Feel forced to.
Yeah.
To me.
Did I say that? Oh, yeah, Carrington. But Calvin and her, yeah, exactly. Big Reg says, I'm not going to lie, I can't watch gay porn to find out if it's him, but I find it funny. So to me, he's guilty and proven otherwise. Fair. I mean, it's very uncomfortable to watch, not going to lie, especially if it is him. Yeah, it's a little bit. I watched him yesterday talking to Kirsten, and his features were a little strange. Don't want to judge. It might be him. He has an interesting way of interacting with people. Big Reg, I'm confused why America hates Carrington so much. I think that they hate him from his first intro video where he was being very, very cocky. I also think that America likes Kirsten, and so I don't think that they appreciated the producers pushing him down the stairs alone and him calling over Laurel and then him expecting Kirsten to have chosen someone. And I think that he kept his original speech that came off as very insensitive. And so I think that America's team Kirsten. And so I think that that's why they might be anti-Carrington a bit more.
And the shower right before he broke up with her when he already knew he didn't feel that way. To me, if I don't feel that way, if I don't feel that strongly about someone, like to the point where he didn't, I would not be in the shower with them like that. Like I just wouldn't be able to get there physically. So,
though, like I don't think she gave him like a blowjob or anything.
No, but even just like making out with them and like who knows what they did in the shower. So I mean, definitely their clothes probably came off at some point. Like there's probably some rubbing. I doubt it.
Been in showers with people that I wasn't that into, then I'm just like, no, okay, never mind. I'm never doing that again. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, not trying to fully defend it.
Unless I'm into it, I'm like not taking a shower. Oh my God, absolutely not taking a shower with you. I don't know, but that on top of yeah, like what Chantele, like echoing what she was saying. I mean, I couldn't even stand to see Carrington on the screen the first couple episodes, and then I'm a little biased now knowing his background, and I think he just puts up a front, but I see how good of a friend he is, not only to Connor, but even to Mackenzie. Like, he wasn't trying to be mean to Mackenzie, trying to break them up and like have them not talk. I think he truly did care about both of them and knew that they were not good for each other and were not going to work out. So he was doing what everyone was talking shit about and wanted to actually help that from happening. So I don't hate Carrington at all anymore. Like, I have nothing against him. I think him and Laurel are super cute. I think he's a realist. I think some things that he says like come off as a little shallow. But again, he is very young, and I think Carrington, as like a 30-year-old, will be very attractive and very grounded and actually a very good partner. So
we'll see. So you laughed at this moment when in the morning when Justine kisses Caleb and he flinches.
He was like, I thought you were Johnny.
She thought it was Johnny. Now, okay. It's a little bit of a tinfoil hat, Brazil.
No. I don't want to hear it. No.
What do you think?
That he didn't actually want to kiss her and that he's like scared of her. Like, so I don't know. Like, no, Chantele, don't say it. Don't.
I'm going to say it. So it's possible. Are you being stubborn?
Just wave at me when you're done. I can't bear to listen to this.
The perspective. So usually when people start getting comfortable with one another, they recognize people's energy and kind of can feel when the other person is around them. So I'm just saying that I think the flinch may have been a little bit because they're not fully comfortable in each other's energy yet.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's okay. That's better than what I thought you were going to say.
I was going to say, relax.
No.
Rachel says, I like Laurel. Me too, I actually like Laurel a lot. I liked her more than I thought I was. I didn't like her original interviews. So maybe that's what her and Carrington have in common, is that they weren't really likable at first. And then now I like them both a lot more. She never lets anything bother her. That's true. She lets everything kind of roll off her back. When Mercedes came at her crazy, she kept it cool. Absolutely. I would have probably boxed that girl in the nose. And didn't make a big deal about what Carrington said. Absolutely. She's a real one. I agree. I think she's a good person. I think she's there for the right reasons. I think that she handles herself in a way that's not crazy girl. It makes her very likable. It also makes Carrington be comfortable with being honest with her, because if that was like, say, Mackenzie and him, she'd be like, "What? You know what? You need to be my girlfriend?" Ah! Like, she'd have gone off the rails, I guess. And so, yeah, I think that she's very level-headed in how she handles all this extreme drama of the villa. And she's just very, in my opinion, likable.
Oh yeah, she's so secure in herself, and I think that shows. Like, she has this like unwavering confidence that helps her navigate through any situation that she's in, and that's very admirable. I'm so team Laurel.
Big Red says, I mean, being in the shower is nothing. Exactly. I've only really had feelings for one girl my whole life, but I've been with a lot of feelings, have nothing to do with it for a guy, to be honest. Ask Johnny. And that's the thing that between men and women, I think that's frustrating, is that women think that if there's a sexual connection for a man, that it also means that they want to be committed, or they only want to have that with you. And so, and I've succumbed to it. I'm like, wow, how can he kiss anybody like he kisses me? You know, and it's like, I remember one time they were telling me, it's like, yeah, because he kisses everybody. So he's just like a good kisser, but he knows how to kiss and connect with you. I'm like, what? That's impossible. Like, it's impossible. But like, no, men seem to know how to give that energy, that vibe, that women thinks that they're the only one that can be experiencing that with that particular person in that particular moment. But that's because women are able to compartmentalize that stuff, or like focus on that. Like if I'm seeing someone that I really like, I don't think about anybody else. And I don't think that men come into that kind of feelings as quickly. And they're able to be split focused. It's funny, like, men can't multitask, but they can fucking be a hoe. They can multitask women, but they can't listen to me while they're texting or whatever. Like, they know how to multitask.
If there's boobs.
Right? Rachel, I'm 17, but I'm pretty mature. It's not a huge deal. I'll probably see if it's him, then get out. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable to watch, but it starts off with an image and then it goes into like an awkward sex scene. If you want to feel more comfortable, there is male and female scenes as well, but you'll be able to get a hint as to whether or not it's him or not. Define me. No, Caleb was asleep, so that's why. I mean, that too. He was asleep, but still, though, if my boyfriend was kissing me while I was asleep, I don't think I would flinch like that. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of sleep I'm in. Have you ever slept and you walk off a curb and then you jolt up?
Yeah, that's part of falling asleep, usually.
Well, what if he was falling back asleep and then there's someone over him?
Maybe. Just saying. Just putting this out there. I love them too.
No. Just kidding.
Still a realist. What else happened? Okay, so everybody gets up, whatever, and I got a text, and it is the Twitter challenge. We've all kind of been waiting for the Twitter challenge to happen because we know that the tea is going to come out about Johnny and Celly. It's called Sucker Punch, and Benny and Bennett, and I guess Noah, what's wrong? Brazil?
Yeah, sorry, I'm listening.
Well,
There's
what's wrong?
people at my door. Hold on, there's people at my door. 1 second.
Random. So Benny, Bennett, and Noah, I guess we're all hosting. I didn't remember seeing Noah in this though. But anyways, I thought Brazil would find it fitting because she's been mad at all the guys wearing all these striped shirts, but like they actually are being referees here, and maybe Benny's striped shorts should have made the appearance today, and he could have been all head to toe in black and white stripes. So the first Sucker Punch was talking about who is the best dress icon, and Twitter is saying that it's Justine, and I would agree. I've been commenting on, I love her matching like biker shorts and half crop tops and scrunchy combos. I've definitely been thinking that her wardrobe has been on fleek in my opinion. The one that I thought was the funniest, which I wanted Brazil to maybe relay, was with Connor being the recipient, showing a lot more emotions for a bidet. And I was pretty impressed by Connor kind of seeming to step out of his shell a little bit more here and, you know, having his little fun little banter with the camera. Divine said, Ethan, I only watched the pic, not the scene. Fair. Do you think that it's him? They look similar, but not exactly. I don't know. I don't know if it's just Twitter being kind of mean and just finding something to ruin this poor Noah's life. I don't know. We don't, because nobody's confirmed or denied it. Like, where's his family? Well, maybe they don't know. Actually, who knows? So they decide to drag Calvin a little bit, saying that he never gets to second base. Chrissy Teigen gives them the best response or tweet to Caleb and Justine, talking about her favorite couple, which we kind of talked about a few episodes ago, that she did make this tweet, and I was like pretty impressed that Chrissy Teigen and John Legend know who they are, especially since they were comparing themselves to them a few episodes ago. I want to ask you, Brazil, did you find the fact that Benny didn't wear his shorts to be a referee? They're all wearing stripes, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be like, you should have worn your referee shorts now.
As long as he wasn't wearing that tight white polo, I'm chilling.
No, he was wearing a black shirt because black pants and a striped shirt. I'm just kind of going through the tweets. I don't remember what this one the full was, but deep as a puddle. What did they say? Anyways, it was Carrington and Laurel, and then blank will dump blank. Moira will dump Connor, probably because Moira doesn't seem really,
deep as a puddle, meaning that he's not deep at all.
No, I know. I just don't remember the whole thing, but just the whole tweet.
Oh, it was like, when is blank gonna realize that blank is only as deep as a puddle? I think, roughly.
Yeah. And so Laurel and Carrington, obviously, blank will dump blank. We know that's going to be Moira will dump Connor because Moira doesn't seem to really stick through with anybody. She likes the initial like flirting or like the compliments that she's getting, and she doesn't seem to know how to have any longevity. She gets the ick quite quick. The quick
ick.
Pick up romantic energy. What's that? Is that do not pick up romantic energy? Oh, they do. Yeah, I thought this was interesting. So between Calvin and Laurel, they said that they see romantic energy there. Do you see that?
Are we not watching the same show, America? I'm very confused. I might need to stop second screening whenever Calvin's on. Maybe that'll help my.
No, but I've never even seen them interact.
Me either.
Then the Casa Amor tweet. basically the audience is
And
saying, sorry?
the end all be all.
Yeah, basically, it was the last one that we saw, unless there was more tweets that we will be seeing tonight. Being that, you know, is Johnny going to tell Celly about what happened? Because he's only told her the half of it or something like that. And so it was just like, oh, record scratch. Like, it was awkward as F. She kind of looks at him like I don't know, it was bad. Justine looks at Caleb. Was there more? Like, a lot was going down, and it was awkward, and I felt mortified for Celly. And then all the guys kind of go around being like, everything that Johnny says, like, I support it. Everything that he said, like, has been true. And they just go around. It seemed like it was unrehearsed and support Johnny. What do you think about how the guys were bro coding it there? And yeah.
Celly clocked it. I clocked it.
It wasn't good. It seemed like, for me, it seemed like guilty friends standing up for their bro.
They kept saying everything Johnny said is accurate. That's true. But there is also more to the story.
Yeah, everything Johnny said has happened, but there's more that he hasn't said, basically.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was pretty upset. But then the competition, the challenge was over, and they go back, and all the girls were starting to sit together, and Celly and Justine were walking hand in hand to the little couch area outside. And, you know, the first Kirsten was like, wants to bring up the fact that, you know, oh my God, you got tweeted out by Chrissy Teigen about, you know, you and Caleb. And so she kind of wanted to bring it to a light level. And I think it was Rachel that said earlier on, being like, you know, she was so willing to like take that shine off, that moment off of her, and be like, no, like, I need to like focus on my girl Celly here. Like, we need to be talking about what's happening. And
that made me cry.
Oh, but beforehand, Celly and Johnny win. Okay, I wrote this down because I remember it was really good. But what someone said, say it with your chest, girl. Did Celly say that?
Oh, Celly said that to Justine, because Celly like started to talk and then stopped about the situation. Like, she like was like, Celly's just been so, and like kind of stopped, and then Celly was like, say it with your chest, girl. And then she was like, she's been so loyal, like da da da, and then she kind of like went on that whole speech.
Anyways,
and that's why when it came back, in that conversation you just like said, at that point, like, it made me cry for their friendship, because I'm like, dude, like, they are like such ride or dies for each other. And like the fact, like, I'm sorry, but if Chrissy Teigen said that she was standing me online, I'm not saying I would have been like, yeah, let's talk about that, like, fuck my friend, but it just showed how important their friendship is to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And how humble of a person Justine is, and how I think it just shows, like, kind of like everyone's trying to bring like light to Justine, and Justine's like, no, like, the real shit that happened today was like Celly and Johnny being called out. So I think that was very important, and it was very sad.
Mm-hmm.
It killed me.
The friggin' challenge, like, it was just like nobody was even excited about that, you know. Hi Lily, how are you? So Justine and Celly are two winners of the show. I was saying that to I was gonna call you Justine again, to Brazil, is that actually, was I saying this all today? But the point being is that, like, yes, I wanted Johnny and Celly to work out. Yes, I'm also really happy that Justine and Caleb have an opportunity to work out. But we both, and I especially believe that the winning relationship of the season is Justine and Celly, because there is no doubt in me that they are going to be lifelong friends. So through this relationship, if Justine doesn't end up marrying Caleb, I don't think that Celly's going to be with Johnny, but I think that their friendship is going to withstand time. And so if for anything else, I think that that's freaking awesome. So I'm happy that they've won in that regard. Maybe they should have a homosexual relationship between the two, something like that. So Celly, so the boys are talking with Johnny, and Johnny, I was so pissed that he said that. He said he felt ostracized by these tweets. And I'm like, oh, now you're the victim, right? Because these people are tweeting, so they're talking so shitty about you, and now you have to like defend yourself. It's like, I'm so frustrated with all of his tactics now that like I feel like the boys feel the same way too, because they don't even speak. They just let Johnny say whatever and they just listen, but they don't even have a conversation. They just let him spew whatever he's saying. And that's how I feel. I know that they're not really vibing with what he's saying.
No, and even all the new boys, that I think even Noah said later, like, yeah, I let him like say what he was going to say, but it's all phony. It's all fucking phony. Johnny's a big phony.
Yeah,
I'm actually sad about it.
Like, he hasn't even told himself the truth yet. Like, he needs to own up to the fact that, like, yeah, you allowed your boner to fuck up your relationship and probably fucked you out of 50 grand. Okay.
Oh, that's one thing. That's the new, no, this is important. He said that they never got into each other's pants, but yes, he did pull the sheet over them, and that's probably what America is alluding to. So sure, he can say they never got into each other's pants. That can be up for discussion, and that's going to be like, do you believe Mercedes or do you believe Johnny type of thing. But that was the new information I think that came to light that Celly had found out that was making her question even more.
Well, and Caleb didn't even know that detail because Celly goes and talked to Caleb right after, and that was new to him. And so I think that Caleb, it seemed to me that he was starting to feel guilty that he was protecting Johnny here because he is good friends with Celly. He is dating Justine, and he knows that what Johnny said hasn't been the full truth, but he's been standing by it. Not knowing the cover over the head part, I feel as though it's just giving feedback. Do you have headphones in?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just giving feedback. It's weird. Anyways, so
I thought you said, is it still?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Maybe my hair.
No, I was just it was echoing exactly what I was saying. So I was like, I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, weird.
And it does it every once in a while, but it was doing it worse than usual, to be honest.
Oh, weird.
So anyways, yeah, I think that he's starting to feel guilty because he didn't know the whole truth. And he had been protecting Johnny, and Johnny had kind of been lying to him as well because he didn't know that detail. So Justine and Johnny talk, and
woof, this conversation was hard to watch.
Well, Johnny was saying, like, I didn't want to say out the whole thing because I didn't want to hurt her. He's like, what was I supposed to do? And Justine was like, well, you're supposed to be honest with her and tell her the whole truth. And he's like, really?
Tell her what hurt her? You want me to hurt her more? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Like, sit the fuck down, Johnny boy.
Yes, you are. Well, I mean, if you are trying to be honest and open, you know what you have to do? Be honest and open. Well, who would have thought? Like, if you're going to be telling the whole truth so that there's nothing left on the table that you can only move forward and be honest, well, that means you kind of have to tell the whole truth so she can choose whether or not she wants to forgive you to move on and be honest. So the fact that you are withholding something so that she wouldn't maybe feel a certain type of way, yeah, I get that. You want to spare her feelings. But you also spared her from being able to make her own decision as to whether what you did was worthy of her forgiving you. And that is where I think part of the manipulation came in, is that like, now you're choosing it's like, oh, like you were such a good guy because you want to spare her feelings. No, you knew that if she had all the details, that it would be less likely for her to forgive you. That's what I think.
Yeah, take the road less traveled.
Yep. So Celly wants to talk to the new guys, and she goes and talks to Noah or Ethan. And he basically tells her the whole thing that had happened. And one thing he does says is, like, if that were him, he wouldn't do such a thing. And I think that was probably what Celly was feeling in that moment. It was like, okay, if he wouldn't do the same thing, then there must have been something wrong that he was doing. You know what I mean? And people are like, well, I wouldn't do that. It's not something I would do. It's not something I would do. It's probably something that Celly wouldn't do. It's probably something that Caleb wouldn't do. It was probably something that none of the other boys in the villa would have done. And so that alone, I'd be like, wow, they did something that he wouldn't do. There's a problem there.
And it's so unfortunate because Johnny was like the one that wasn't supposed to have their head turned. He said, every day that I'm in here with you, it's less likely. He didn't say that it's impossible, but he said it's like becoming less and less likely that my head will not be turned. And it just so happened that he was the only one to have said head turned.
Yep. And so I think Celly has another conversation with Johnny. Or maybe it was a confessional, but she was saying that if the trust is gone, you know, no matter what, she wants to be with Johnny, but if the trust is gone, she doesn't know if she can get past that. And Celly and Justine end up having another conversation, and this was the conversation we were talking about a little bit earlier. And Celly asked her what I thought was a really important question, and it was like, if it were me in this exact situation, what advice would you give me? And she said, I would say that it wasn't worth it. And so that's basically where the end of the conversation, or the episode was. What do you think about that combo? We talked about it a little bit already. If Celly keeps him after this, I'm going to be disappointed. I don't think she will.
Really?
I don't think she will. I don't think she will.
I think she's going to.
I don't think she can. If she would give the advice to Justine, it's not worth it. If she has this new guy that's just interested in her, and she's seeing all these different sides of Johnny, it doesn't look like America likes them. They are worried about they're not going to even be liked by America because of Johnny's actions. And he's acting aggressive. She's feeling manipulated. She doesn't want to come off looking stupid. I think that she might make the hard decision and say that I do not want to continue to pursue something with you.
I hope that that's the decision she makes. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I'm not saying saying Celly isn't strong enough to make that decision. It's just when you're in it, it's so hard to see it.
But she
doesn't
even
have anyone connected with anyone else.
She said,
and it's also a lot easier to give advice than it is to take it. So
if the trust is gone, she has to do what she has to do, no matter how much she wants to be with Johnny.
I agree, but we'll see. I
really don't see. I think that she has too much pride to eat her words and not really follow through with the fact that she's all about loyalty and trust. She broke it, and that she doesn't think that she can move forward. I don't see her wanting to take that role of somebody that forgives him a second time.
No, and this is one of those times where I hope I eat my words. I hope I'm wrong.
Manipulated. She says that she feels like she's being controlled. She says that she feels like she doesn't see the whole side of the story. She says she feels that she's being stupid. She says that she's getting all this intel from Noah. Maybe she's going to talk to some of the other islanders. Maybe she's even going to talk to Bennett, who might be a little bit even more open to her and be more honest because he is interested in her as a partner. So I can't, if she, it would be really embarrassing, I think, that if she decided to keep them. So I really don't think she's going to do. Johnny is definitely pissed off with Celly, saying that she's been in a mood. And I was like, fuck you saying she's been in a mood. You fucked it up. Don't be trying to put it on her being like, it's her fault that things aren't going so well. She wouldn't have been in a mood if you didn't come back from Casa Amor and tell her that you were fooling around with a girl outside of the challenge. She wouldn't be in a mood.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be judging how long she is going to be upset about something.
He has no right.
It's not his right to be able to do that. Anyways, I don't think that she'll get back with him just because I don't think Justine will let her. Or at least she'll give her like a sound advice, being like, hey, yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand that you want to be with Johnny, but I don't think that he's the best guy for you. And I think that hearing that from Justine, and maybe even hearing it from Caleb, I just think it's gone too far.
Way too far. And he's handled it like a...
If somebody tried to take off my glasses like that, I would have walked away. I wouldn't allow myself to stay in that weird control manipulative situation.
That was weird. That was so
no bueno. So do you guys have any other questions in the chat? Unless I forgot something. I think that's the whole episode. Obviously, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode.
Thank you all for chatting. We love you all.
You guys are awesome. Like you allow us to get over to 2 hours. Like we would have been done long time ago if it wasn't for you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us and bringing some good tea here, or some good chats, anyways. Some good banter.
Banter.
As they say in the UK. Banter. Are you doing anything that people might want to follow you online or anything? What's up? What's going on?
You can follow me at BabyZill on Instagram, at Zildo Brocco on Twitter, and if you want to watch me on Mini Sequester, October 7th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time.
5? Okay.
Right? Yeah, because like,
I don't know. Sometimes minis start at 5 and sometimes they start at 8. So I'm
probably
not
Pacific Standard Time because it's NorCal versus SoCal.
Are you sure it's not 8 Eastern?
It's 5 for me. It says 5.
5 for you?
Like on my email, like they didn't even say PST or EST, so I'm assuming that means PST. It's at 5 p.m. And we're all in California, so it makes more sense.
No, I'm just saying that it's usually 8 p.m. Eastern time, so it's saying that it's 5 makes sense.
Yeah. So if you want to watch there.
Yes, I'll probably do a live stream and comment on the people's games. So if you want to hang out and chat with us through that, as we get close to the date, I'll tell you guys how you guys can watch, teach you guys on how like Sequester works, and then we can watch Brazil and Nicole, who we just talked about a little bit, maneuver through this NorCal versus SoCal Sequester minis. That should be fun.
Wish me luck.
Good luck. So for me, you can find me at Reality Realness with 3 S's on Instagram and Twitter, but not a second E in Twitter. And then at ShanFranFran on Instagram, or at Shan___Fran on the Twitter. And as you all know, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers within the next month. So let's make that happen. Super easy. That means share it with your friends. If you have any friends that talk about Love Island or pretend not to talk about Love Island, or you might want to start talking with them about Love Island, invite them to subscribe right down below so they can join in on our chatting fun. Make sure you like this video if you like what we're chatting about, and then please ring that bell so you can be notified every time we have our live streams. We pretty much try to go live with Love Island the day after the episode airs. Tomorrow we will be going live at around 2 p.m. and we'll be talking about exit interviews with the any of the casts that have left this week. So it'll be Mercedes, Faith, Janelle, Mackenzie, and Cher, and Aaron, and Jalen. So we'll have a lot of content there so we can see what they've been talking about outside the villa. We might take a look at people's Twitter followers and see who's blowing up and who's not. And then if there's anything interesting to add from the recap of the recap. And so that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. Please hang out and join us. Tell your friends to hang out and join us. It is a party. Love you, girls. See you next time. Love you too, Divine. We love all you guys. Honestly, like, we were really sad when some of you guys weren't here yesterday. So it's nice to see our old friends. You guys have been with us from the beginning, and we love it. And we find it, honestly, really, really awesome. So we will see you hopefully tomorrow around 2 p.m., latest 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk more Love Island. Last words, Brazil?
Rest in peace, RBG.
Absolutely.
And Team Justine. Team Jaleb, Fred. Team Celly. Team Grumble.
Celly. Bye, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.